Blitz on 2 starts now.
Good evening, I'm Dan Fanning. Welcome into the Week 10 edition of the Blitz on 2. The final regular season week for most. Lucy Beckham and Wando are separated by just 7 miles, a little over 7 miles. They met twice on the gridiron, both Bengal wins. Tonight, the two programs meeting in the inaugural Sweet Grass Bowl. A packed Robert E. Hayes Field tonight in Mount Pleasant for this rivalry contest. Scoreless into the second quarter. Harris Stone deep to Harris Beck. The Harris brothers set up Wando inside the LB 5-yard line. From there, Michael Jenkins in the Wildcat. He muscles his way in for the opening salvo. Warriors lead 7-0. Later in the quarter, Stone going for more. Watch this play right here. Evan Manos deflects it right on the sideline into the arms of Hank Apelli. Whoa, first down LB, nicely done LB defense. They go into halftime 7-0. Third quarter, here we go. Handoff to Tama Reed. Tamer inside the Lucy Beckham, the Wando 5-yard line. From there, handoff to Trey Thompson. He muscles his way in for the score to tie us at 7 apiece. A low-scoring ball game goes the way of the Warriors. Wando, they kick a field goal. They win by 3. Isaiah Perrin gets his first win over Lucy Beckham, 10-7. Your final score. Cane Bay and Goose Creek back in business after taking last week off. Speaking of being back in business, Gators running back Malik McGowan. Kamani Clary hits him in the numbers. The reigning region player of the year gets Goose Creek down inside the 3. From there, Clary able to fight his way in on the QB keeper for the opening touchdown. Gators lead 7-0. Cobras would respond. Colby LaRocca back to pass. What is this? Fires over to Austin Seabrook. Nice pitch and catch. First and goal, Cane Bay. Austin finally wrestled to the ground. Then from there, Tyler Myers finishes things on the ground. Rumbles up the middle. That knocks us at 7 apiece. Still 7-7 later in the first. Cane Bay going to the air again. LaRocca finds Griffin Byers. Watch this nice run after catch by Griffin. Makes a man miss. Griffin dives for another couple yards. Then second quarter we go. Colby finds pay dirt, keeps the legs a moving in for the score to give the visiting Cobras a 14-7 lead. How about this? Break up Cane Bay. Back-to-back region wins. They keep Goose Creek from winning the region title tonight. Cobras 28, Gators 22. Rivalry Friday night continuing in Dorchester County. Somerville has already wrapped up the region title. Fort D trying to play spoiler against a Green Wave perfect regular season. High scoring affair in the first quarter. All Wave from there. Javen Williams, easy work inside the 5 for the score. Somerville back in front, 28-21. Javen just getting started once we arrive right here. Later, takes the handoff, finds a running lane, races for a big gain down inside the Patriots red zone. That sets up this. Jaden Cummings muscles his way in for the goal line score. The friend of the program makes it a 2-score game. Back to Williams. Javen, once again, the Piggly Wiggly player of the night. Only a sophomore. Good luck, Lowcountry, dealing with that cat for another 2 years. Touchdown, Green Wave. The Wave roll to a perfect regular season as they put up a 50-burger on their Dorchester County neighbor. 50-21, your final score. Elsewhere in Doco, West Ashley making the trek up 61 to tangle with Ashley Ridge. Early action, Trevor Kalis swings it out to Jagger Spivey, hits him in stride, allows Jagger to race for a Ashley Ridge first down. Later in the drive, the bell cow, Jaden Acosta doing what he does best. Touchdown Foxes, touchdown Jaden Acosta. AR not done in the first quarter. Kalis back to pass. It's Nivaj Piku on the vertical route. Piku has reservations for 6 as he races in untouched. Ashley Ridge doubles their lead in the first quarter. Wildcats would answer. The Book of Zion. Zion Miller rumbles for a big gain. It's Miller time for the Wildcats. Miller hard to bring down. A nice game for number 9. Then West Ashley continuing their drive in the second quarter. David Dunian, quick strike to Ethan Renew, all alone for the score. That cuts the deficit in half. West Ashley had a late lead in the contest, but they cannot hold on. Ashley Ridge comes back to defeat the Wildcats 47-41. James Island taking on Stahl tonight in the backyard. Warriors first snap. Savion Small meets the ball carrier in the backfield for the tackle for loss. Next play, Stahl snaps it through the end zone for a safety. Trojans up 2-zip, make that 9-zip. Connor Dantzler fires over the middle to Drake Robertson for the score. Next JI possession, another safety. After they score another safety, Big Bank Tank gets loose. An angry run by Tank. Schmidt this to Kyle Brandt in the NFL Network. James Island inside the red zone, danger zone. Then the Trojan gets Stahl's D going one way, a little shovel the other way to Malachi Washington. Washington bobbles but corrals it for the score. That pushes the lead to 18-0 Trojan. James Island does the Trojan Rumble tonight inside the backyard as they beat Stahl 53-0. The Blitz on 2 is just getting started. We'll head down to 3A, 2A, 1A, and Skeeza when we come back. Oceanside trying to win yet another region title. How the Land Sharks fare against Orangeburg Wilkinson. Find out when we come right back. And welcome back into the Blitz on 2. The Region 6 3A title on the line tonight between Orangeburg Wilkinson and the reigning 2A state champs, Oceanside Collegiate. We call it on the lefty tonight, Brendan Clark running out with the Sharks. A beautiful night for football at Park West early in the first quarter. Oceanside strikes first. Aiden Manavian slings it to Peyton Shaw. Hits him in stride for 6, an early 7-0 lead for the Sharks. Oceanside gets it right back. Manavian out to the flat to Terrence Johnson. Watches Johnson does the rest, making guys miss, dragging defenders into the end zone to make it 14-0 OCA. And if you like that play, you'll like this one. Brendan Clark has not lost his fastball. Neither has Terrence Johnson. Whoop, makes a man miss. Whoop, makes another man miss. Stiff arm, then watches Terrence Johnson goes all the way. How about it? We may see this later in the evening. Terrence Johnson makes it 21-0. Into the second quarter we go. Johnson getting a breather, rightly deserved. Manavian drops it over to James O'Connor, who manages to get into the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Land Sharks. The last 2 TDs, a Blitz on 2 exclusive. Brendan Clark, have yourself a night. Oceanside, have yourself a night as well as they blank OW to win the region title. 46-0, your final score. Over to Wiley Knight Stadium, Hanahan hosting Battery Creek. Third quarter, Travis Neal going to work. Takes the Gallus handoff up the middle for a nice gain, move the chains. Hawks, Travis Neal, he has had himself a big year for Hanahan. He finishes what he starts right here. Hawks increase the lead to 28. Travis just getting into the end zone. The refs say he is in for the score. Then from there, Hanahan would go to the air. First trip, Gallus finds Bo Brabham. Brabham falling into the end zone for another score. Then trip deep to Drew Goldsmith. I love gold. Drew races in untouched for the score. Don't know if you can pick up the student section as they're saying Drew Goldsmith untouched. That makes it a lot to a little. Hanahan doing as they please tonight. One more. Julius Heppensteel calls his own number for the final score of the night. Hanahan all over Battery Creek this evening. 48-13, your final score. Homecoming tonight for Burke as the high-stepping Bulldog band shut it down at halftime as the Bulldogs lead ACMAG 12-7 at intermission. First play of the third quarter, Horatio Vice Parson breaks through the Raptor O-line for the TFL. ACMAG would go 3 and out from there. Burke with it on O. Handoff to Allen Rouse III. A big gain by the senior, breaking through multiple tackles before he is finally brought down. Bulldogs pick up a first later in the drive, but it's called back, so they're forced to punt. Burke right here, Amir Lewis trying to pick it up on the fake punt, but it is snuffed out by the Academic Magnet defense. They limit the first down. Raptors, they're down 12-7 at the break. How about this? They come back to win by 1. ACMAG 13, Burke 12. Another rivalry contest on tonight's docket. Baptist Hill hosting Cross in Hollywood. Early action. Bobcats airing it out. Trojans, Caden Ramsey has other ideas. Caden right there on the interception. Caden or John Cena. We can't see you, 7. Story of the game, the running of North-South selection Carmelo Jones. Jones had himself a ball game. A big run right here. Sets up a short run right there. Touchdown Trojans. Cross leads early 6-0. zip this evening. Second drive, guess who? It's Carmelo Jones. He has a nose for the end zone this evening as he plows into pay dirt. That doubles the visitors' lead. Trojans going on the road. They lead 12-0 in the first quarter. Second quarter, we go. Jones gets loose down the cross sideline, almost scores his third touchdown of the game, but he decides to give a teammate a chance. Carmelo right there following Caden Ramsey's block. Woo, nicely done, Caden. Speaking of Mr. Ramsey, Caden says, I appreciate that as he scoots in for the third touchdown of the evening. Cross goes on the road. They head back up to Berkeley County with a 36-0 blanking of Baptist Hill. To the Skeezer ranks, Porter Goud only has one blemish on the record, a loss to powerhouse Hammond. Cyclones hoping for a rematch in a couple weeks for state. Porter Goud hosting LMA tonight up 14-7 midway through the second quarter. Swamp Cats going for it on fourth down inside PG territory. QB drops back, throws it up. Tony Brown comes down with the INT, number one in your programs, number one in your hearts. Then the Cyclones turn to their bread and butter, their ground game. Nolan Schumann, option pitch to J.J. Flood. J.J. a big gain down the Porter sideline. Watch out, Mr. Official. First down, Cyclones. Later, watch this run by Schumann, little play action. Stays on his feet, keeps his jersey on, rumbles down inside the LMA 20-yard line. Nicely done by 10. Then inside the 5, handoff to Flood. In there somewhere, muscles his way in for the score. That makes it 21-7 home team. Porter Goud, they win yet again by putting up 52 over on Lawrence Manning. Porter, 52, LMA, 22. Elsewhere, Northwood on the road tonight in Columbia against Heathwood Hall. Scoreless in the first quarter. Caven Ford gets loose. Built Ford tough. A big gain down inside Highlander territory. Boy, do we have some running backs in the Lowcountry. That sets up Keyshawn Singleton rumbling in for the score. Chargers lead 7-0. Second stanza we go. Game now tied at 7. Austin Grady connects with Gabriel Cook, who gets behind the secondary. Cookies sets up Northwood inside the Heathwood red zone. From there, Caven Ford called back into action, bounces to the outside, and he races in for the score. Makes it 14-7 Chargers. Northwood Academy, they win their second game in a row after 2 losses in a row. Northwood 34, Heathwood Hall 14. And the Blitz on 2 will continue after this quick timeout with some more scores from this evening. Also, we go back to our play of the night. Who did it come from? Find out when we come back next. And welcome back into the Blitz on 2. How about this? Bishop England playing in their first year in 4A. They go on the road. They beat Colleton County 35-6. Also, May River lost. So Bishop England wins the region title this evening. Having won the region title last week, Philip Simmons hangs a 50-burger on Andrews, 50-22. In other action, Timberland goes on the road, picks up a big win after losing to Philip Simmons last week. Wolves 27, Wolverines 9. Up in Dillon, in the white walls of Dillon Memorial Stadium, the Wildcats blank Georgetown 56-0. Elsewhere in the Skeezer ranks, may have missed a full screen anyway. Bethesda goes, continues their winning ways. They beat St. John's Christian 40-15. We are still waiting on a Dorchester Academy, Williamsburg Academy score. Also in the Skeezer ranks, Sam, you may have messed up. Anyway, Pinewood, if you don't mind scrolling back up to what you had before to see what Pinewood did. Pinewood, they beat John Paul II 69-21. Also, Wilson Hall, the Barons in Sumter, they beat First Baptist this evening as well. Our play of the night, we go back to Park West and Terrence Johnson. Makes a man miss, breaks through a tackle. Makes another man miss. Terrence Johnson rumbles down the sideline right there. They may have switched stadiums, but they did not switch beatdowns tonight. Oceanside, our play of the night, sponsored by Aiden Manavian, also Mr. Terrence Johnson. To college football last night in Orangeburg, SC State hosting North Carolina Central, who was also undefeated in MEAC play. Bulldogs up 3-0 late first quarter. Eric Phoenix zips one into Caden High for the score. SU increases their lead to 10. 39 tickets before half, still up 10. Phoenix takes off for the end zone. Does he get in? The ball comes loose as Central would recover. They take another look. Really can't tell if he breaks the plane. The call on the field was a touchdown, and it stands. Bulldogs lead 17-0 at the break. Fast forward, 29 ticks left in the third. Now a 17-7 game. Phoenix hits high on a little out route. Watches Caden High, does the rest, slips through the tackles all the way in for the score. Central comes back in the fourth quarter to make it very interesting, but SC State survives to move into first place with a 24-21 win. Later tomorrow, South Carolina, Clemson both host games at 7:30. Clemson has Louisville. South Carolina has Texas A&M, the number 10 team in the nation. Can Carolina do what they did 2 years ago and upset the Aggies in Columbia? Also, Charleston Southern hosting Gardner-Webb in the North Carolina-South Carolina Barbecue Bowl. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. We'll have that covered tomorrow night. As always, thanks for watching the Blitz on 2. We'll see you next week.